All right, hello everybody. I am Revna, the Kingdom Social Media Officer for Northshield. And with me today here is Sir Abelard, who is also a Bear of Northshield, which is the type of interview that we're testing out here. This is going to be kind of the pilot episode for it. Abelard gets to be the first go at it, see if it's something that people like. So the first thing I have for you, Abelard, is who are you?
I'm Abelard, just Abelard.
Just Abelard.
Sir Abelard, Master Abelard, Baron Abelard.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah.
so many
Um,
titles.
yeah, I know, right? If you're in for long enough, then the titles just kind of stack up. I'm a pelican. I'm a knight. I'm a court baron. Um, I'm a bear. I'm a herald extraordinary.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah,
new.
that's a new
So
one.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you
Yep.
were the Baron of Cam,
Karen
Care Antorth
Turthmar.
Mar.
Yep. hmm Which
Full
is
name's difficult to say.
the greater Milwaukee area. Yeah, and hard to spell too, because
Yeah.
it's Welsh. So
Yeah. So you've been around. And that gets to the next question. How long have you been in the SCA?
I started playing in 1989, uh, back when we were back in the newly founded group of Nordley, the canton of Nordley,
Mm.
back when it was the College of Nordley. Actually, I think even before it was a college, when it was just kind of a group. Uh, Nordley is in Northfield, Minnesota, which is just south of Nordskogen, just south of the Twin Cities. Uh, I was going to school at St. Olaf College there in Northfield, and uh, I was a fairly easygoing first year student, what we used to call freshman, and I had a roommate who was also fairly easygoing, and there was a guy upstairs who was not getting along with his roommate because his roommate was weird. And they said, "You two are really easygoing. How about you swap roommates? So, Paul, you can have the weird guy, and uh, whoever my roommate was at the time, whose name I can't actually remember anymore, got to move in with um, Mike's old roommate. Um, and my new roommate was Michael, uh, who was a little weird because he had like swords and dressed in weird clothes. And I had been to the Renaissance Fair. I had swords on the wall. So we got along fine. And after about 2 days, I discovered that he was the autocrat of the relatively newly formed group. And it sounded like fun. And so I joined the SCA. I started going to meetings
Mhm.
at least, and we needed a herald. And I volunteered to be a herald, having no idea what the herald was. Just, oh, so that's like, yeah, I, I talk and I look up devices and names. You know, I can do research. I know how books work. So, um, sure, I'll try that. And then about 2 months in, we had some people from the Nordskogen group and some people from the Silfrenmere group, which is Rochester, which is a little bit farther south from Northfield, uh, came together in Northfield to have a fighters practice to find out if any of the people from this new group were interested in fighting. And there was this guy who had a quarterstaff. It was, a long stick with padding at one end. And I said, "Oh, I totally know how to use a quarterstaff. This quarterstaff thing. I'm right there." So they dressed me in armor and offered me a sword. And I said, "No, I'm going to take one of those poles over there and I'm going to go beat this guy up." And at the time, Tristan von Isaac or von Isaac uh, beat me up And I said, I'm gonna stay in the SCA and I'm gonna keep fighting until I can beat him. And Viscount Sir Tristan uh, is probably still better at me with a polearm, even though he hasn't really fought in a few years. He
Yeah,
moved out of the SCA and moved on to um, Eastern martial arts,
gotcha.
but he's
Is he
still.
from the mid realm? Does he live in the mid realm now?
I mean, we were all the mid realm at the
Oh
time.
yeah.
He's
No,
been
I've
in
heard of
Minneapolis for as long
Tristan.
as
I
I
don't
know.
know if
Hmm.
it's. I think I'm thinking of a different Tristan. There's a lot of
There's a few
Tristans in the
Tristans.
SGA, yeah, because there's
Yeah,
also one in
uh-huh.
Yara, yeah.
Yeah, there's one in Yara also. That's Evil Tristan
Evil
or
Tristan.
Sheriff Tristan.
Yeah.
Tristan der Fackeltrager is the one in
Ah,
Yara. Tristan von Isaac was Prince of Northshield at one point
gotcha.
when we were a principality, and and you can now see him on Coach's Corner, where he
Okay, I wasn't
where
sure
he
if it
does
was the same
videos.
one. I was
It's
like,
that guy.
no,
Yeah.
there's a Tristan at Coach's Corner.
Yep.
Cool. Can you beat him with a polearm yet?
I cannot beat him with a polearm.
Ah.
Well, I don't. I haven't fought him with a polearm in probably 10 years, but my polearm skills are kind of rusty too.
Yeah.
So probably not, because I might be able to beat him with a sword and shield
There you
now.
go.
Now he's going to
Yeah.
watch this and he's going to drop me a note and he's going to say, "No, I don't think you can." But
Yeah.
that's fine.
I need to see you guys fight polearm though. Get
Sure,
some.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Settle
I'll
the
I'll bring
old
it out.
score. Yeah.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah, so you kind of covered my next question there too, which was how did you start in the essay? And it sounds like
Yeah.
you kind of started in
Hmm.
heraldry, what I think is pretty cool. I feel like that's kind of a different way to start than most people do.
Yeah. It it was a different introduction because there's a lot of history involved in heraldry,
Yeah.
and you have to look at a lot of a lot of history, but a lot of SCA history as well as actual history,
Yeah.
because there's conflict checking and there's things. But at the time, it was all paper. This was
Oh.
before
Oof.
Oscar and before computers and before there were computers and there were databases, but
Yeah.
nobody had put everything together into a giant repository. So if I wanted to look up somebody's name, I would look them up in certain books, published books, and then flip through a binder of here's the latest names that somebody from Chicago had run into somebody from Minneapolis and they handed him a copy and that person went to the photocopier and Xeroxed off a bunch of pages and handed them off to the next herald in line. And so we had these giant binders of names and devices, and it was a different time.
Yeah, for sure.
But it
Before
was
my
a
time.
it was cool in its own
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
yeah, a
Sounds
lot less
pretty neat.
centralized.
Yeah, definitely. So then my next question for you is what is a bear of Northshield?
The Beare of Northshield, a bear is uh, I was going to look it up actually and pull it up on the website. So I've got the website open. I'm going to look it up and see what it says.
Yeah, you can hit us with the
Um,
technical definition here too. The written
yeah, if
definition on the website.
if only I could find it on the website. Oh, um, yep, yep, yep. Huh?
I believe in you.
Oh, Kingdom Award descriptions. I bet that's the answer.
Yeah.
Yep. Given to those who embody the spirit of the kingdom. No more than one person may be admitted into this order during any reign. Members of this order may style themselves Bears of Northshield. So that's what they are. We're people who embody the spirit of the kingdom.
Mhm.
Um, Generally, people who are exemplary in one area or another, or I like to think so, or who have done enough really cool things that we get styled as bears, great bears.
And how many bears are there in Northshield right now? Do you have the number pulled up?
I can count.
think there's like 38. That might be wrong. It's
There's
around that number.
40.
Oh,
Gwen is the
darn.
most recent
I was
one, and
two
she was number
off.
40. Yep,
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. I looked when I was looking at the list to
Hmm.
see who to interview. Um, yeah, so it's a pretty cool kind of North Shield specific award. Bears can also interrupt court, right?
Bears can interrupt court, we decided. Um,
Mischievous.
the concept of the bear came from another kingdom,
Mhm.
I believe the East, and the tigers
Yeah.
can interrupt court. It's written into the job description. It's written into the
Mhm.
award description. Um, the Bears of Northshield decided that since we were modeled after somebody else, that we get that right as well, and nobody has challenged us, and so it is until some
Nice.
royal tells us that we can't do it anymore. So far, I think I'm the only one who's actually done it, and I think the times that I've done it have been to call in or to announce or to get into court the next great bear.
Mhm. Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool. And then the next question is, what does being a bear mean to you?
Um, it means that sounds so pompous. I think it makes me a pillar of the kingdom. I think that the bears are the pillars of the kingdom. We are the ones who support the kingdom. Uh, uh, in various, I mean, the royalty is the royalty, and the peerages are the peerages, and the bears are also a pillar. We are instrumental in keeping the kingdom running and keeping the spirit of the kingdom as the spirit of the kingdom. Yeah. I think it means that to me, it means that like being a peer, um, I should always expect to be not exactly on stage, but I should try to set a good example, and I should try to live that example. Um, so that.
Yeah, I
Hmm?
like that. um, and then next on here, I have, what is your favorite North Shield tradition?
The Great Bear is my favorite North Shield tradition.
Good one.
Um, uh, North Shield has uh, a, a colorful history. Um, Not colorful in a bad way. I think some of the I've met a lot of people from a lot of places and a lot of other kingdoms, and kingdom anthropology comes up from time to time. And there are many traditions in North Shield that I think set us apart from other kingdoms. And it's the uniqueness of North Shield, I think, that makes it my favorite. I I was raised in the Mid-Realm. I lived in the Mid-Realm and out of the Principality of Northshield for a few years, and I still attend mid-realm courts when I can because I still have friends there, and I like to see them get honored and get awards and get called up to do cool things. Um, but North Shield has produced its own identity, separate from the mid-realm, separate from Callantir, separate from Eldermere, the places that also used to be mid-realm. And I like the uniqueness that is us. Um, a lot of the events that we have regularly, Boar's Head, 12th Night, Dub Dub, um, they are traditional events. They've been going, some of them, for many years. Boar's Head is 50 years old. Um, and it started out as a mid-realm event because we were all mid-realm. But I think it is part of North Shield. It's a systemic is the wrong word. It's part of the fabric,
Mhm,
and I think those events are uh, are the traditions or represent the traditions that I most care about.
mhm. Yeah, definitely. And the next one here I have kind of related is how do you find Northshield to be different from other kingdoms?
Sure. So the Midrealm has a lot of court, and they have a lot of pomp and a lot of circumstance, and Northshield doesn't take ourselves as seriously as the Midrealm. Um, Callantir has a culture of that's very different. They grew into a very martial culture. They've mellowed since then, but they so heavily martial that they banned rapier for a few years, and a kingdom without rapier is unfathomable. Um, Eldemir went off and became the wolves of winter and the wolves of the north. Um, uh, and we became Northshield. We're sort of a blend of the humor that you find around the campfire and the cold dark nights when again you sit around the campfire. Um, and we still have pomp and circumstance. We still have banners and words that we say that have deep meaning. We still have bards that can make you cry. We still have um, artisans that can do things that also make you cry because they're just so beautiful to look at. And fighters that can beat up the rest of the world and yeah, but tie it all together, and we are we are North Shield. It's good to be North Shield.
Mhm.
It's a good day to be North Shield. It's
Yeah,
it's um yeah. We're also now I'm just rambling.
that's okay.
We're also, I think, more. I have always felt a stronger sense of community out of North Shield than I
Mhm,
have in the other kingdoms that I've associated with. Um, Midrealm tends to group into households quickly, and their
mhm,
households do things. North Shield, the groups themselves become households. So Karen Tirthmar is a household. Falcon's Keep is a household. Um, and they are more welcoming and less exclusionary,
mhm.
or
Yeah,
inclusionary and less exclusionary.
yeah, yeah. I think that's one thing
And
that I
there are
really
always
liked.
exceptions, but
Yeah, I think that's one thing I really liked, like joining the SC. I haven't really experienced nearly as much out of kingdom stuff as you have, but I've been to like war and stuff and heard about other kingdoms. But I think in Northshield it's very easy as a newcomer to come in and like feel welcomed.
mhm.
Especially like we have groups like the orphanage that help people, and then we don't take ourselves like too seriously. So yeah, I think that's a great kind of part of Northshield Cards, or just how welcoming it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the next thing I have on here is what is your favorite Northshield memory?
right. And I have many North Shield memories. Um, uh, and what's a favorite one?
Or like one of your favorites. If you
One of
can't
my
put down
favorites,
like
right?
this is my favorite. You can give me a
Hmm.
couple too if you want to give me a couple. Can't
Sure.
choose. Too many to choose from.
Um, I was I was present at the first. Oh, there's two. I was present at the first Coronet tournament and the first Crown tournament and the first the the day that Northshield became a kingdom, and the day that we became a kingdom was a fantastic memory. There is video of it now, and I watched the video just a few months ago again, and I spotted people in the crowd. My roommate, who I mentioned,
Yep.
stands up and talks. I didn't stand up and talk. I was skulking around in the back, not being noticed. But the the people and the memories and the awe of the the big giant rock came out, and the knights of the Midrealm took their chains off and set them on the rock and picked them up again, and they were now knights of Northshield, and all of the peerages stopped being Midrealm and started being Northshield, and it was incredible. It was moving. It was great.
Yep.
And
And
then my
could you,
other,
one
sorry,
second, could you explain just for those who might not know what the rock is?
there is a giant rock which I used to know the history of, and I can look it up. You can look it up too. It's somewhere. Um, there is a great big rock which is weighs a few hundred pounds, and it's significant. And it was a gift from another kingdom. I want to say Eldermere, but it might have been Callantyr, and it might have been somebody else. Um, it is carved with it's carved with important dates and the fact that this is Northshield. This is the Rock of Northshield. It is currently sitting in someone's yard because it's one of those giant scrolls that
Yeah.
you can put in the yard and it'll be fine. Um, and when they move it, Big Matt, who uh, doesn't play anymore, but he's around, uh, who is a power lifter, a weightlifter,
Mhm.
um, who is a truck of a man. Uh, Big Matt could carry it. Um, Not many others could. It's mostly a get a get a dolly that can hold or can move 300
Mhm.
something pounds
Yeah.
and get it on the dolly and slide it around.
It's big rock.
It's a big rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you can go with your
Now I want
second
to find it.
second one though. Sorry to
Sure.
interrupt you.
Um, uh, Big Matt again, Robert the Thunderous, and uh, um, right. One of the when we were a principality, we I was Chamberlain to Robert the Thunderous and Isabel Falco de Galena, who is now Isengard in the Midrealm. But they were Prince and Princess of Northshield, and I was one of their chamberlains. And we put together the uh, decoronation ceremony, the process by which they stepped down. And Isolt, my wife, uh, worked with their at the time highnesses to write the script, and it's fantastic. I'll send you a link. You may have never seen it, uh,
Yeah.
uh, but it's uh, we brought in makeup artists and we told a story which spread out over 6 weeks. And at every event, we would tell a little more of the story, and people didn't really know that it was leading up to something. Uh, Similar to Thorbrander and Thora's story of the comet and the dragon. Um, This was the story of Northshield going to war, and at that decoronation ceremony, Robert started court, uh, and Isabel was not there, and we carried her in on a shield, um, bruised and broken and bleeding, and he broke the spear of state and shouted for vengeance and handed off his coronet and her coronet to the king and queen of the Midrealm, and led us off to war. And it was the debut of the it has a real name. It's the Blood Eagle song, Windrith's Blood Eagle song. Um, and it was an amazing, amazing thing to be part of. And very moving, very powerful, there is a link. There's a YouTube video. It's
Yeah,
great.
if you find it, send it to me and
Mhm.
I'll put it in the description of this video too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, because that'd be cool.
But yeah, that's one of my one of my favorite memories of
Yeah.
the at the time Principality and now Kingdom.
Hmm. Nice. Yeah, that's super cool.
Mhm.
Awesome. And then I just have one more question for you.
Mhm.
Do you have any future SCA goals?
I'm gonna fight in Crown.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm fighting in this next crown, but I will
Hmm.
be fighting in a future crown. Someday I'll be king, maybe. We'll see. That's a goal.
That's the
It's
goal.
something to
Yeah.
shoot for. Yeah,
It's a goal.
right.
Yeah.
And also someday finish the website. That's another goal.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. If anyone doesn't know, Abelard is also our webmaster, and we just made, well, he just helped roll out a new website.
In August.
Yay! Go
Yeah.
Abelard! Woohoo!
Yay. Not
Yeah.
alone, but yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes. With a team, with plenty of help.
Right,
But
right. Yep.
yay, Abelard! New website! Woohoo!
Go team.
Woohoo! Yeah, that's a great goal. Yeah, you've been around, you've done things. Have you fought in Crown before?
We were supposed to fight in Crown in the this last
Yeah.
Crown that Axel and Jacquette won,
Yeah.
their highnesses.
Yeah.
Um, uh, but Isolt's father passed away, so we had
Oh,
to go.
gotcha.
We had to miss Crown to go attend to matters of state.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Life things. Life
Life
things happen.
things. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yep.
kind of surprised
Otherwise,
you
I've
actually haven't
I've
fought Crown
supported a
before.
lot of crowns.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
marshaled for a lot of crowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I think that's a great goal. King Abelard would be pretty cool,
Right.
in my
Right.
opinion. But yeah, unless you have anything else that you want people to know about you or about bears, it's
I'm
kind of all the
I'm keen
questions
to
that
see
I had.
how this all turns out, and
Yeah,
what other bears have to say as well
definitely.
as this video series continues.
Yeah. Can you show them your bear mitts if you still have them?
The background thing might fuzz them out, but
Yeah. Look at
they're
those
bear
menacing.
claws. Rawr.
Oh my gosh, for a youth combat thing, you need to do something. Get all the bears who can do
Oh,
youth sparring to dress as
right,
bears.
right.
That would be pretty fun. Go on a bear hunt.
I don't have a bear head yet, and I totally should.
Oh,
I'm gonna make that
oh,
happen. I'll make it happen
yeah,
by Dub Dub.
incredible. This is terrific. All right, then we can wrap this up. I hope everyone enjoyed this. Learned something about bears, some cool North Shield history. If you liked it and want to see more, please let me know and I can get some more bears on here.
Go
All
Bears.
right, great. Thank you, Abelard.
You're welcome.